All over the world, we about to go. Truth is coming out, that's what you need to know. Blacks and Hispanics is the Israelites you need to know. You ain't never gonna hear this from a pastor though. You done ended in the den with some lions. You done ended in the den with some lions. You done ended in the den with some lions. Think you coming in here with your sin, don't even try me on the mission. Telling Israel to repent before your time is up. Every city on the corner in your hood is where you finding us. Casting out imaginations, Christians might not like it, but we raising up an army exceedingly, we are rising up. We all about the mission, we living until the kingdom come. Destroyed for lack of knowledge, so that's what we here to give them. Listen for the people, cause although we have no equal, we out here living so evil and comfortable living feeble. All over the world, we about to go. Truth is coming out this.
So we've been dealing with the Sambo Coons. We don't dealt with the first two. Now we want to deal with the other side of the coin. You got the Jewish people trying to show up and invite and have open arms with us. And they always do this. Every time somebody stands up and calls them out on their history, they love to point to the civil rights movement as they always try to pit the blacks and Jews against each other. But during the civil rights movement, we helped y'all. Well, where have you been since?
Bring it out.
I ain't seen a damn Jewish man since. If you don't live in New York, you don't even know what they look like. Because I ain't never seen them.
This is true.
Right.
I ain't seen you in the hoods in Florida.
Right.
I ain't seen you in the hoods in Louisiana. I ain't seen you nowhere. Y'all showed up during the civil rights era, got what you wanted, and left. And we're going to prove it to you out of these books that we got. Go ahead. Press play.
Education way. Like, what would you say to him? Not necessarily about like your feelings, because you made those very clear and they're very honest, and we appreciate you sharing them. But more in a level of education. Like, what would you say to him if you could?
Absolutely. So in our synagogue, we're blessed with gymnasiums, and during the summers, some of those players, now the secret's out now on ESPN, some of those players train in our facility. And every day I go to those players and I just say hello. And in the beginning of the season, they look like me like this. But at the end of the season, before they go off to their season, we give each other hugs because we got to know each other. And I pray that Kyrie, if he's in LA, when he's playing the Clippers, when he's playing the Lakers, come into our community. Because one of my best friends actually is a pastor in Inglewood. And we share a love of sports. We share a love of faith. Most of the things that we do together are actually based around sports because we have the love of faith.
This is what I want y'all to see. They use sports as the uniting. That's why they so mad. And that's why athletes are held to such they like, y'all cannot do. This is the one thing that keeps America together, man. Come on, man. You can't do this to sports. Come on, man. Anything. You guys, you can separate us in music, you know, politics, not the sports, man. Come on, it's too much.
Soft limits.
That is their weapon.
No, they love it. They love it. It's the bread and circus. This is the, hey, guess what, y'all? We coming for the athletes.
Come on.
The athletes are going to stand up. Y'all thought y'all saw something when Muhammad Ali stood up? You ain't seen nothing yet. Kyrie ain't the first, and he won't be the last. Go ahead, press play.
And so I say, embrace each other's faith. I call it multi-faith, not interfaith. Interfaith gets like a little messy. Multi-faith says, your faith is strong, your faith is strong, your faith is strong, and my faith is strong, and we can actually live together.
Wrong.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
That's not true. That's not in the Bible. Give me Psalms 96 and 5. I think I want all the guys to answer. This is on national television. This is a rabbi. What Bible is he reading?
None.
Where's the Talmud at when you need it? What is he reading out of?
Damn.
Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 96, verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Hold on. Read that again.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
So if you ain't worshiping the God of Israel, guess what? You worshiping an idol.
Right.
And the Bible says you ain't supposed to be worshiping no idol. So his faith can't be strong. His faith can't be strong. His faith can't be strong if it ain't all the same. If y'all ain't all keeping the commandments together, that ain't true what you just said, Rabbi. You a liar. Read.
But the Lord made the heavens.
But the Lord made the heavens. I don't know where they find these concepts from.
Can I get something out the Tanakh?
Please, go ahead.
Can I get it out the Tanakh?
Get it out there tonight.
Give me Ezra chapter 4 verse 3.
Bring it out
Because
tonight,
we had a history of telling the heathens,
Right.
get away from
There
me.
you go.
You ain't got nothing to do with this.
There
This
you
ain't
go.
got nothing to do with you.
There
We
you
gonna
go.
build on our side. Y'all go do y'all thing over there.
Right.
And every time we did it, what they do? They try to hinder the building. Go ahead.
This is Ezra chapter 4, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them,
Said unto them because they came to them saying, hey, we believe in your God too. Let's be interfaith. Or excuse me, multi-faith. That's what he said. Come on.
Ye have nothing to do with us
We ain't want nothing to do with them dirty heathens. Come on.
to build an house unto our God,
But what we gonna do?
but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel,
Come on.
as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us.
Read verse 4.
Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah.
They came against us with slander, with propaganda, with sports, right? To try and unite us against each other, right? Come on.
and troubled them in the building.
And try to disrupt the building of a nation, because that's really what the whole point, going back to what you said, the quote from J. Edgar Hoover,
Right.
they're trying to disturb the rebuilding
There
of
you
God's nation, God's
There you
kingdom
go.
on this earth, and it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
That's a heavy point. I want to almost go to with that in Esther where they call this stuff, but I'm gonna go to it after this. But that's an excellent point you just brought out. Oh, you got something?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
He said at the beginning,
Mhm.
this summer they like this. You know, they get to come give me the big Barney hug, right? All right, give me Psalms 55:20. Man.
Bring it out.
55
Man.
and 20.
These pastors
For
65,
you
man.
brothers that fall for that.
Right.
This is Psalm chapter 55, verse 20.
Yep.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
That's in the gym.
All right.
In the gym.
Yep.
Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
Mm-hmm.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
That's how he won you over.
Right.
But-
Soft words. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But what?
But war was in his heart.
Uh-huh.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Now, just one more. I just want to show you the war. All right? One facet of the war. Psalms 83.
Bring it out.
Start at 2 through 5. That's all we
Bring
need.
it out, Cap.
Psalm chapter 83, verse 2.
Mhm.
For lo, thine enemies.
Thine who?
Thine enemies
Uh-huh.
make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Mhm.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Those gems.
And have
Hold on. Those gems. It's part of that crafty counsel. Go ahead.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Uh-huh.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's war. Because now you're renamed, you're reclassified. You talking about he's the Jew. And then when one of your brothers wake up and say, wait a minute, nah, we the Jews.
Right.
Now you defend him,
Yep.
your sworn enemy, right? And come against your brother. Read.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Uh-huh.
They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
So when you read the rest of it, these are all the nations that join with them in that lie.
That's 100% correct. And that's why they always want you to go meet with them.
Right.
Because they want to indoctrinate you. They don't care about your money. They got all that.
Right.
Like, no, you need to come meet with us. You need to come see the Holocaust, all this. So you will never say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Because your history is, but listen, you need to learn our stuff.
Right.
That's what it's about. Watch this, though. Press play.
Your faith is strong, your faith is strong, and my faith is strong, and we can actually live together. Dr. Martin Luther King has famously marched with Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel in Alabama, not because they looked alike or served the same communities, but because they had the same belief that our society can change.
Now, look, they always want to go to Martin Luther King, and they want to go to the Civil Rights Movement.
Right.
Well, guess what? We did some looking up of the Civil Rights Movement because we don't trust the white man. Everything y'all say is a lie. The Bible says when you was born a liar. Right. So let's read about the Civil Rights Movement and why Jews got involved in the Civil Rights Movement. This is from my handy-dandy directory of the Coons, Sambos, Uncle Toms. Go ahead, read that.
White motives, Jewish motives. The amelioration of the black condition was never the motive of the whites who assumed management of the political destiny of the black race. While the whites who initiated black organizations at the beginning of the 20th century wanted to thwart independent black development, the white Jews who came to be so prevalent in black affairs only became active because they desired access to the inner sanctum of American business, education, and housing.
So these Jews wanted to get in with mainstream media.
Uh-huh.
So the only way they could do that was, guess what? Black people were trying to get in at the same time. Go ahead.
In order to pry open the doors to those arenas, they realized that the promotion of civil rights, the removal of all race, ethnic, and religious-based legal discrimination provided the best strategy to gain entry.
So the only reason why they wanted to be around was that they could use black people to get into the door.
Damn.
And look around today. Are they still there? Absolutely not. Every time you look, black people is giving money to the Jewish foundations. When are they doing anything for black and brown communities? Keep reading.
Want to jump to the pink?
Yeah, start at the pink.
Jews, therefore, formed a strategic alliance with blacks who had already been chosen to lead integrationalist organizations like the NAACP and the National Urban League. The civil rights strategy grew out of this alliance. It was funded and controlled by Jews.
Hold on. The NAACP, the National Urban League, was what?
It was funded and controlled by Jews.
Read.
Who sent the black masses out to protest the exclusionary American practices that kept blacks and Jews from full access to American commerce and culture.
So, at the same time, we were being prejudiced against. But now, today, why is it that Jews run the world and we still at the bottom?
Right.
If we was in this thing together. Keep reading.
The NAACP grew into a major force in American race relations through a legal strategy that included the arguing by mostly Jewish lawyers of cases involving black plaintiffs.
Hold on. Now, this was during the 60s and 70s. Now, why is it today that Kanye West can't find one Jewish lawyer to support him? If y'all for black people, where you at now? If y'all believe in providing equality for black people, y'all was there during the 60s and 70s, allegedly, only for your own interests. But when Kanye West need a lawyer today, you know where to be found. When Kyrie Irving need a lawyer, you know where to be found.
Right.
Keep reading.
Of cases involving black plaintiffs to establish legal precedents and political rights that are all out groups could then use for their own specific advancement strategies. Blacks seeking relief from poverty, ignorance, and exploitation were largely ignored.
They were what?
Largely ignored.
So they made legislation for their own interests off the backs of black people in our atrocities that we were going through. Keep going.
And ultimately abandoned as soon as the legal tools were in place.
Hold on, read that again.
And were largely ignored and ultimately abandoned as soon as the legal tools were in place.
So as soon as they got certain legislation put together, they left black people to themselves. They left the hood. They left the marching. They left us all. Read.
And available to Jews, white women, and the mostly light-skinned, talented Negro tent, who then pursued their own goals of inclusion and mainstream and still very racist white society.
Read.
The prominent Jewish NAACP attorney, Louis Marshall, was clear about this when he remarked in 1924 that he hoped the success of these Negro organizations may incidentally benefit the Jews.
He said, I hope all this success that black people getting, I hope that it benefits the Jews. Keep reading.
Jewish Community Relations Council official Earl Rabb, writing in the late 60s, ultimately agreed with the integration movement's black critics. Whatever the Jews have done as Jews in civil rights and anti-poverty campaigns, they have done for themselves.
Hold on. Who did they do it for?
They have done for themselves.
But what?
Not for the Negroes.
Not for the Negroes.
Hey.
So all this stuff y'all want to stand on during the civil rights movement, that was not to benefit black people. That was for you today to now own the NBA, to own the music industries, to own the entertainment society. All of that was the benefit of white Jewish people. That was not for blacks. So stop throwing out Martin Luther King. We know the history behind that. Read that last part.
Blacks took the beatings, racism, lynchings, and insults to pry the doors open. White allies, briefcases in hand, slipped in. End of alliance.
So we took the beating, and the white and the Jewish people slipped into the door.
Yeah.
Damn.
And we still outside the door today.
Hey, Cap, on what is it, Amazon movie? I mean, yeah, Amazon Prime. They got a good series about Bumpy Johnson. Like during that time period, during the Civil Rights Movement, where they was trying to get laws changed for our people. You see the deceit, how the handlers of our people, how they dealt with the other nations to push their agendas. Meanwhile, we in the streets getting dog sick on us. We getting beat down in the street. You know, it was a lot going on during that time period, and it exposed how our black politicians, how they treated our own people.
There you go. There you go. Go ahead.
I just want to grab Sirach chapter 12.
Bring it up.
Please. Sirach chapter 12. Because everything you just read in here, and I read this today, and I've just been chomping at the bit.
Go ahead. Bring it up.
Oh, man. Read Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. And then we're going to jump to verse 16.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Sometimes.
Never
if
trust
you give me
thine
40
enemy.
million.
Never trust thine enemy.
Come on.
For like his iron resteth, so is his wickedness.
Over time. That's what we just read in the article, right?
Yep.
Jump down to verse 15.
Verse 15. For a while he will abide with thee.
He walked with you during the Civil Rights Movement.
But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry.
He ain't stick around. Read.
Right.
An enemy speaketh sweetly with his
It
lips.
sounded good. I'm a fund the NAACP.
But in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Come on.
He will weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Read.
Verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee,
Though he give you organizations, it seems like he's about your benefits.
Right.
yet shall he undermine
He
thee.
gonna do what?
Yet shall he undermine
Come on, read that last verse.
He will shake his head and clap his hands
Martin Luther King had a dream.
Right.
and whisper much and change his
He
countenance.
gonna switch up on your ass.
Hey, go to they frame mischief by law. Go to that real quick. Because like you said, while we was outside, they writing all the legislation to benefit their own people. That's just like there was an article a while back, just like last week or the week before. I don't know if y'all brought it out. It was another radio show about the church, the yeshiva church. Took $8 million from the government. And they was misusing the funds, but they didn't release no names.
Right, no names.
It was a Jewish school.
Yep.
Brett Favre took millions of dollars.
Oh.
Didn't know it. Welfare money. You don't know nothing about
That what that was?
Yep.
Now I know that. That's how he look. But that's what that was.
You got it?
Yes, sir. Psalm chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Which does what?
Frameth mischief by a law.
Which frameth mischief by a law.
Bring
That's
it
what
out.
we're reading about. Oh, bring out the scriptures you had on policies. By their policies.
Daniel. Yeah.
Yes, bring that out.
Yep.
Bring that out. Bring that out in Daniel. Because what we just read in the book, what he just brought out in Sirach, these people used us for legislation that is not for us. And then they want to stand up and say, no, we was there with y'all. We marched with y'all. We did all this. I ain't never had nobody tell me nothing about the Sabbath my whole life growing up. Ain't no Jewish people ever told me that I'm an Israelite.
Nope.
So you ain't for us. You ain't for our communities. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Read it.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
But not by his own power. Read.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
He shall destroy. This white man did it wonderfully. He did it wonderfully. He made it look like Jews and black people supposed to be together. Read.
And shall prosper and practice.
He gonna prosper in practice. Read.
And shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy.
And through what?
And through his policy.
Through his legislature. Read.
Also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
You see that? And that thing prospered in his hand. To the tone of them owning all major industries and businesses. Damn. Making billions of dollars off the blacks of black people. And giving nothing back to black people. Not a dollar, not a dime. Go ahead, Cap.
And we apologizing.
Yeah. They get us apologizing. The little money that we make, we got to give it back to them.
Right.
Kyrie, I need $500,000. For what? You own the NBA. Tell them to give it to you. Damn. Boy, I'll tell you, boy, if we ain't the slaves, where are they? Where are they? And who are they?
Who are they?
Because we got to be the people. It ain't nobody else going through this. Hey, man, it's almost 9:30.
You got to let your
Christian
Christian pastor know that.
Tomorrow, man. We ain't doing no part 2.
Wow.
Hey, let's bring something out if we ain't doing no part 2.
Go ahead. We ain't doing no part 2.
We ain't doing no part 2. And Captain said it. Hey, go and pull up. I just want to bring this out right
Y'all,
quick.
we ain't even halfway done with the content. We ain't even get to March Stoudemire, boy. You better be happy.
Man. You sure you don't do that?
Hey, man, we might. Pull it up real quick. Play that video real quick.
Yeah. Get Amari while I get this stuff together.
That didn't name Kyrie Irving by name when saying that, whether it was the Players Association, the league, that they stand for equality. And so I think all right-minded people wish Kyrie Irving would have apologized for sharing that movie, a link to that. He didn't do that Saturday. In fact, he did really just the opposite of apologizing. He doubled down on it. And I think until he apologizes, and whether that's going to be enough, this story and is going to be with us, and rightfully so.
Amari, your perspective on this obviously is something a lot of people would like to hear. And again, I'll remind you, were there last year, so you have a relationship with Kyrie. What is your perspective on all of it?
Well, I think Woj is right. I mean, you have to give an apology, and because if you're going to promote a documentary that has false allegations inside of it, and you may not understand that these allegations that's inside the documentary is false. Okay, you made a mistake, right? So apologize for it. And so I think that's the issue. By not apologizing for that is going to be an issue that the NBA is going to probably take a look at.
Charles Barkley last night on TNT was...
Turn it off. So this is Amari Stoudemire. I think his name Amari Israel now. He just so happens to be an Israelite.
You got the devil on you.
And he got the nerve to get on ESPN and say that the brother need to apologize. Let's see, maybe he don't forget who he is. Let's show him who he is real quick.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? So my family are Hebrew Israelites, and so I was able to somewhat learn from that growing up. And then it just gravitated me to go to Israel and see what I've been learning firsthand. Wow. So I went there on that space.
So he learned from the white man.
Damn.
He learned from the white man. Damn. He's Jewish. He think he's Jewish.
Right.
Oh, you an Israelite, brother. Go ahead.
I think that's something that Kyrie's probably lacking right now, is that he's not really doing the full vetting of what he's promoting, and I think that's getting him into trouble.
Absolutely.
As for our forefathers, they were brought to this nation as slaves, and we are suffering from a serious identity crisis. In one generation, we were called and referred to as color, then Negroes, Afro-American, blacks, and eventually African Americans. Who are we, people? But this is not by accident. This is the hand of God, as it is written. In Deuteronomy 28, verse 36 through 37, the Lord will bring you and the king which was set over you into a nation which you nor your fathers have known. And there you will serve other gods, wood and stone. And you will become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord will lead you. And this is one scripture out of the entire Bible. I can show you plenty more.
So, as we see, this brother know who he is. Yep. He know he's an Israelite. But he got the nerve to tell this man that he need to apologize.
Think.
On national television.
Wow.
Yeah, play that Deacon Lava clip. Play that again.
Think. Y'all guys not thinking. Think.
Yeah. He got a check with that Star David in his pocket. He said, sure, Master, I'll say whatever you want me to say. Number zero? Okay.
Now, go to the next. Yeah. Play this. Now he don't forgot everything he said the day before. Go ahead. Press play.
Yep, Shavor told, man, hope everybody had a good Shabbat. But let me tackle this topic that I discovered, man. That Kanye tweeted something about me as if I'm turning my back on the community, as if I'm advising Kyrie to apologize for being a Hebrew Israelite. I would never ask Kyrie to apologize for being an Israelite. Are you kidding me? I dedicated about 20 plus years of my life on researching and learning who we are as a people. You understand me? And why would I advise my brother to say, hey, apologize for saying you were Hebrew? Only thing he had apologized for is the little portion that's inside the video that's hurtful to the Jewish people.
Pause.
And as
Pause. It ain't no Jewish people, brother.
Come on.
Give me Revelation 2 and 9. This is the verse they don't want. Come on, Amari. You said you've been studying for 20 years and you still calling them Jewish? What's wrong with you, man?
He been studying for 20 years, but he don't know how to spell Israel. It's right there. Israel. Wherever.
That's how you know our brother got the devil on him.
Right.
Because I know somebody else who did that.
He got the devil on him. Somebody changed their name and can't spell it?
Yeah. That's why I was
talk about that after the show.
When our people start saying they Israel, that's why they gotta go ahead and sit down with Amalek, because this is a prime example of what they want.
Right.
They want you to have amnesia. This brother literally just forgot.
Yep. Bruh, listen. There's no Jewish people. All you celebrities out there that's coming into the truth that the white man telling you to come sit down and you got to go to an ADL minister. Listen here. If you got to go. Understand.
Go to that seminar.
They are not the Jews. Right. They are not Jewish. They are the synagogue of Satan, according to the Bible.
Right.
They have nothing to do with the Bible. They have nothing to do with your history, nothing to do with your culture. Your Holocaust is the transatlantic slave trade, and they were behind it. Right. Open up a book and read it. Right. I'm going to show you the history right now. Revelation 2 and 9. Read that.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
He's talking about us. He know what we going through. Read.
But thou art rich.
But we rich. Read.
And I know the blasphemy.
The what?
The blasphemy.
Blasphemy means lies. Read.
Of them which say they are Jews.
Say they are Jews. They are the people that say they're Jews. They are the people that's living in our land today. It ain't us. We ain't in the land. We don't call the shots. We not Israeli. Read.
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
They are not. What are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
They are the synagogue of Satan. Those are not the Jews. You don't have to apologize for nothing you say to them because they not the people.
Right.
That don't make no sense. Give me Luke 21 and 24 real quick. I want to make sure y'all understand this. The people that are in the land today are Gentiles. Those are not the Jews. You don't have to apologize to them because they are false people. What's wrong with y'all?
I'm sorry you stole my identity and now
right.
my heritage.
Come on, man. Wow. You sound crazy, Amari.
That's just stupid.
Is
Go ahead.
Luke chapter 21, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
That's what happened to us. Read.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
That's what happened to us. As Amari Stoudemire was just breaking down in Deuteronomy 28. Read.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down.
Of the Gentiles. Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
The time of the Gentiles has not been fulfilled. They are still in the land. So guess what? When you took your trip to Israel to learn, you were learning from the Gentiles.
Right.
Goyim.
You were learning from the Goyim. The Talmud ain't in the Bible, brother. Apply the scriptures that are written. Learn. If you want to learn, we got classes 7 days a week, 3 times a day.
That's right.
And I guarantee you'll learn a lot more in a week than you learned in 20 years. Because apparently you still respect your oppressors.
Right.
Which God said you.
That's the new Christian church.
Wow.
Damn, so he was raised from black people because he said he was growing up learning.
Right.
And then you went to a white man.
He didn't trust what his people told him.
That is crazy.
He didn't trust what his family told him. Apparently they didn't teach him good enough. He needed to hear from the white man.
Damn. White man's education is always better.
Stop being a damn fool.
But you know,
he got that degree.
But you know what's crazy though? Deacon Abiel, he brought out that I can't remember that guy's name, something of the Rosenthal, the video where he was admitting that they probably are Jews due to the slavery and stuff. It's an old picture, but he's sitting down there like he's learning and building with him. So how you don't put those two together and realize what's going on?
Yep.
Hey, what's crazy too is when Adrian Wojnarowski first came on, they made sure they put him on before Amari Stoudemire. He said anybody who's white-mindedness.
Yes, he said white-minded.
White-mindedness should want Kyrie Irving to apologize.
Yep.
All the coons we just seen, he's letting you know that they're white-mindedness. And they taught Amari Stoudemire so So that version of the Jewish faith, which he wants us to believe in, they're okay with that. They said that's white-mindedness right there. Yep. That's okay. As long as you learn under us, you're all good and fine. But Kyrie, nah, he on something else. Nah, he can't do that. Nah, he better apologize.
He got that Negro mind.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. I.U.I.C. has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. I.U.I.C, we deliver the truth.